Is it just me, or is this the most chattiest I think we've ever seen Arima in the entire Tokyo Ghoul manga, or entire Tokyo Ghoul manga for that matter? Like, he's been a man of very, very small conversation, a sentence or two, and that's about it. This chapter, though, it's almost as if he was purposely saying a lot of these things, and it kind of brings me back to a fight in Yu Yu Hakusho. If you ever seen the manga or anime, where Yusuke Urameshi was fighting Toguro, and Toguro kept on trying to push him and doing things to make him progress. And honestly, it feels as though Arima at this particular point is still being a mentor to Kaneki. He basically like looked at him after he, you know, had that bond that he formed with him in between Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. I think it's still there, and he's still trying to push him forward to become stronger and give him an actual fight. I don't know if that's his ultimate goal. He just really wants somebody that finally can give him an even fight. Maybe he doesn't look at Kaneki like he looks at everyone else, because the beginning of this chapter was very symbolic. It was showcasing what Arima sees almost everyone, if not everyone, as they're bugs. Basically, you see him grab the bug and then like squeeze it or whatever. It's like he looks at people as bugs because he's so strong, he's such a monster. It's just kind of like, yeah, all these bugs around me and stuff like that. So I think the only person that he actually doesn't see like that is Kaneki, which is why he will constantly talk to him and kind of keep on pushing him forward so that he can give him an ultimate battle. But you got to think to yourself for a second. Let's just say he's pushing him because he wants the next generation, the next strength to, you know, match his own and kind of be the next person to take over his role or whatever. How is that going to even happen? Because the only way Kaneki can actually match Arima is when he goes into his ultimate Kakuja form, which in this chapter we saw him go into a version of it, which I was like, I hope there's more development for that. That design was kind of, he looks a little bit like, it's not like Kaneki's going to be able to be an inspector in that actual form, you know, being a Kakuja, killing motherfuckers and shit like that. So you got to think for a second. Arima basically is doing this for his own benefit, for his own fight, or maybe something for the V organization because they want the next person. Maybe Arima is indeed the one-eyed king and he's trying to pass it down to the next one-eyed king, and that's why he's pushing him. Either way, you can see in this chapter clearly that Arima is trying to push him. That's why he's saying, hey, you know what I'm gonna do after I finish this one? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kill all your friends. I'm gonna kill them all. And I ain't gonna lie, yet again, the thought in my mind pops, this dude is hacks. He could have killed Kaneki 645 times, and the fact that he didn't clearly showcases that he wants a good fight, and he's not just here as like an inspector. It's more to him now than just his job. There's something deeper. It could be because of the V, it could be because of his bond with Kaneki, it could be because of his own personal things, but there's something deeper there, because for him to have not killed him when he could have killed him 645 times, it would take him 2 seconds to finish this off, which is kind of disappointing in a sense, because you would think the next time that they actually had a bout, Kaneki and him, it wouldn't be like this. But like, I guess because Kaneki was holding back still, it was like he was put in that position. But towards the end of the chapter, you can see Kaneki is getting serious now, which is what I wish he would have done from the beginning, but that's Kaneki's character. Like, he ultimately does not want to do this. He ultimately doesn't want confrontation, but when push comes to shove, he'll do what he gotta do. And I ain't gonna lie, it's interesting how Arima is analyzing Kaneki in this fucking fight to the death. He's like, your eyes are that of a dead man. The dead can't stop me. I'm just thinking to myself, like, not only does this dude beast, not only does he look like fucking, I don't know, Dante from Devil May Cry, it even looked like he has Sparta when he pulled out that fucking other owl Quinque that he had or whatever. But then, like, he's just so fucking epic, and you can see yet again him saying that is him trying to push Kaneki. This whole chapter was him trying to push this motherfucker to give him a proper fight. And if Kaneki continues to develop as far as like using that Kakuja form or whatever, if he already can give him a challenge to the point where Arima has to use that other Quinque, the owl one, then imagine if he develops even further, because that would mean that, you know, definitely he's gonna surpass Arima, which would be very fucking interesting. And there's some confusion going on as far as the Quinque that Arima has, who it's from or whatever. If I'm correct, that's from Yoshimura's body, when Yoshimura was playing up as like, you know, he's the owl, he's the one eye, whatever, when in actuality it was supposed to be Eto. So I'm pretty sure that's a piece of Yoshimura, which in a weird sense is father versus daughter, because if I'm correct, Kaneki's developed into that because of what he took from Eto. So it's basically like Eto versus Yoshimura right now. And speaking of Eto, is she free? Because we see a panel in this page, she's like wiping blood off her mouth and she's just sitting there like all happy and shit like that. So either she's eating other ghouls that are in the same cell as her or something, or she actually broke free, which if she breaks free, oh my gosh, Eto and Kaneki versus Arima, that's gonna be a slaughter. But would Kaneki really team up with Eto? That's kind of something tricky there. I don't think he would, but then at the same time, to help his people escape, maybe. And speaking of his people escape, like Suishida, Really, bro? You're gonna just kill them all. You're gonna fucking kill them all. Banjo, Ayato, Toka, Hinami. Like, if that goes down, I don't know. I honestly, I think I'd feel too sad and disappointed at the same time if they literally all died in that fucking chamber, which some people were saying, well, why would you go down there? Well, that was their only means of escape, so they had to try it, and they turned it off. It's not their fault that this fucking freak, Furuta, got his hands on it, which I don't think they're dead. I don't think they're dead. Maybe one person might sacrifice himself, I don't know, maybe Yomo or something like that, but like, no way in hell is he gonna kill off all those characters just like that. That would be too tragic and too like out there. Like, ooh, I mean, it could be a curveball, but no, I'm not buying it right now. Maybe one person will sacrifice himself or something, but not all of them. Hell no. And with all that being said, great chapter yet again. I mean, everything about Kaneki versus Arima, the lessons that Arima's trying to teach him, pushing him, seeing Arima's character from a different perspective, the shocking ending, which I really hope is not the actual case, and just overall the chapter, great chapter. 9 out of 10 for this one. Let me know what you guys think though. First of all, do you think everyone's fucking dead? Do you think that they're all gone? Also, what do you think about the fight between Kaneki and Arima? Do you believe that Arima is pushing Kaneki for a different reason? He's actually wanting a good challenge. It's because of the V. It's because he sees a little bit of himself. And what do you think about Kaneki looking at Arima as a father figure even throughout all of this shit? Do you think that like there's some sort of symbolism there? Maybe Arima is connected to Kaneki's real father? And your overall thoughts to the chapter. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.